Hi, hello, my guys. Welcome to another episode of the Microwave Kicks. Apologies, my predictions and preview is actually coming a little bit late, but let's get into it as quick as possible. There are two big matches this weekend, which is Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester United, and there's also the biggest one of the weekend, which is Manchester City versus Liverpool. We're going to predict that one as well. We're going to preview every other game in the Premier League and also the two games in La Liga, as we usually do it every weekend. So let's get into it as quick as possible. The first game for the weekend is the first big one, which is Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. That is a very huge game. Manchester United currently are in form, picking up 3 wins on the bounce and losing the last and drawing the last game against Nottingham Forest, which to me comes as a shock because with the level of Nottingham Forest and at the form of Nottingham Forest and Manchester United were supposed to pick up victory, but it is what it is. When the team have a new coach, the adrenaline, everybody wants to get into the team and into the first 11. So it is normal for that to happen, and it is normal for them to pick up form at home. Now I'm talking about Nottingham Forest. Now for Manchester United, it was a very, very good run of form, and Mbeumo has been crowned the best player for the month of October, while for Ruben Amorim is also crowned the coach of the month for October. So that is a very good one for Manchester United. Can they bring that form into this game against Tottenham Hotspur? That's the question here. Now, Tottenham Hotspur, they lost their last game at home against Chelsea, a 1-0 loss against Chelsea. They have not been good at home. Their home form has been very, very bad. They've lost series of games at home. They lost against Bournemouth, they lost against Aston Villa in the last game before the Chelsea's match, they drew against Wolves. So it has not been the best, but adjusting will be very, very important in this game. And Tottenham Hotspur needs to get back into their rhythm again. They need to rejuvenate from the loss against Chelsea. If we should go by Tottenham Hotspur home form, it has been very poor. It gives Manchester United an advantage. If we should go by Manchester United current form, Tottenham Hotspur are in trouble because their home form has not been good. So definitely he has to swing one way. But trust me, this match will be very, very close. If there is a win in this match, it will be just in a goal difference in this game. To me, I don't think... because for the last few games, Tottenham Hotspur have had the upper hand against Manchester United, winning 1-0, 1-0, 4-3, 2-3, 2-0 at home. The home games against Manchester United, which has been good. Last season, Tottenham Hotspur defeat Manchester United 3 times and draw 1 out of 4 times. So they had the upper hand last season. We know how bad Manchester United was last season. Now, this season, it will be a very close one. It will be a very, very close one. I think the game against Liverpool, Manchester United had to win that game because they've been written off. That was a rivalry. The game against Sunderland, they needed to win that game, and the game against Brighton, they also needed to. So that game was also a very, exciting game for Manchester United because of that run of form. But against Tottenham Hotspur is a different side entirely, and they are going away to Tottenham Hotspur. I don't think Tottenham Hotspur will win this game. I don't think Manchester United will win this game either. So my prediction is Tottenham Hotspur 2, Manchester United 2. Now we move to the next game, Everton against Fulham. Now for Everton, they drew their last match against Sunderland, which Ndaye was a very, very good player in that game. He scored a goal in that game, and they managed to drop points again in that match after they went a goal ahead. Now them playing at home is a very good one. They've had good form at home, except for their last game against Tottenham Hotspur. The players need to come to the party. The players need to start scoring. Jack Grealish needs to start assisting again. He has gone like a game or two without... No, he has had that spark, but in Ndaye, Grealish, those guys need to come into the party again, and also their striker as well, Barry. So they really need to get back into their form, because losing 3 goals to no... at home against Spurs is not really a good one. Before then, they won against Crystal Palace. Before then, they won against the draw against West Ham and the draw against Aston Villa. So they've really been unbeaten at home except for the last match. Now for Fulham, their away form has been very, very bad. Kevin Bassey have not really been on form. Samuel Chukwueze did it well in the last game. I think he gave an assist or so. I think Fulham away form will be a problem against Everton. Everton have more quality. Everton have everything it takes defensively and attacking wise to beat Fulham. Fulham strikers, the Kelvins and the rest are really not in form. But I think this match will be a close one as well. It will be a very, very close one. The last match, Fulham went away from home. It was a 2-1 defeat to Newcastle, which was not a good result. Before then, they lost against Bournemouth, which was also not a good result. So they've been losing games. In fact, they've only picked up 1 point away from home, which has been very, very poor for Fulham. This game is a definite over 1.5. And my prediction for this game, something tells me 2-0 Everton win. But trust me, it's going to be very, very close. Very, very close. My prediction is Everton 2, Fulham 1. Now to the next game, West Ham against Burnley. Now for West Ham, they picked up form in the last game, which is a very good one. Going by the loss of form, losing games back to back at home, 5-1 against Chelsea, against Crystal Palace 3-0. They lost against Spurs. They lost against Crystal Palace 2-1, Spurs 3-0. They lost against Brentford. It has been very, very poor at home, for West Ham. But now they get back into the rhythm. They picked up a very, very impressive victory against Newcastle. Bowen and the rest coming to the party, getting back again into their groove like we knew them for the previous season. While for Burnley, they might be doing well at home, but away is very, very questionable. They've only won 1 game away from home. That was against Wolves. And Wolves, we know how Wolves are a very, very poor team. But they've played big games as well. Every other team Burnley has played away from home has been top teams. Spurs, they lost 3-0, top team. Manchester United, they lost 3-2, top team. Manchester City, they lost 5-1, top team. Aston Villa, they lost 2-1, top team, currently on form at their home. And the only game they won, which was against Wolves. So I think that would be a very, very close one against West Ham. Now, do West Ham has the momentum to go ahead to, pick up another victory after the one against Newcastle? Now, that's the most important question. Now, I see goals in this game. I see a lot of goals in this game. I think both teams will open up themselves. West Ham want to win. Burnley are not used to sitting back, defensively and parking the balls away from home, especially against teams that can level up, can level them up. So my prediction for this match is going to be close, but I see goals in this game. And for the last few times this team have played, it's been 2 draws and 2 wins for West Ham. So I really do not see Burnley winning this game. West Ham can win or draw. That is my prediction. 1x. So my prediction for this game is West Ham 3, Burnley 2. Now to the next game, Sunderland against Arsenal. Arsenal, superb run of form. Clean sheets back to back. Winning games back to back in all competition. That is a very, very impressive one. We don't know how Arsenal defense have been. Clean sheet upon clean sheet upon clean sheet. Very good results for them. Now, they sit first on the log, while for Sunderland, surprisingly, sit fourth on the log, which is a very good one, pending their status, coming from the relegation, from the championship rather. So, it's a very good one for Sunderland. They've been in a very, very top form, picking up points, beat Chelsea at home the last time they came to London, which was a good result for them. Now, their form at home has not been bad. In fact, they've not lost at home this season. Their first game, they won 3-0 against West Ham. The second game, they won 2-1 against Brentford. The third game, it was a 1-1 draw against Villa. The fourth game, they defeated Wolves 2-0. The fifth game was last week, I think on a Monday night, they drew 1-1 at home. They've not lost at home, which is a good result for them. While for Arsenal have lost 1 game away from home, and they've conceded 2 goals away from home. But they've had series of clean sheets. These 2 teams are good when it comes to set piece, long throws, set piece, headers. There will definitely be a set piece in this game. It might come from Sunderland, it might come from Arsenal, but there will be a set piece, another set piece in this game. So many long throws will be happening in this match. Now records will be broken. Is either Arsenal concede a goal or Sunderland will be beaten at home. Something will happen. Records will be broken. Whew. This is a very, very tough one for me. A very tough one. Something tells me Arsenal will win 3-1. Now, I said that 3-1 because of the form of Sunderland at home. Another thing tells me Arsenal will win 1-0. I'm confused. I think Arsenal will concede. My prediction for this game, it's going to be tough. Arsenal has kept 2 clean sheets out of the last 4 times they met Sunderland. They've not drawn, they've not lost in any of their games. So I think it's going to be very tough. But the game in which Arsenal has not conceded is against Burnley and Fulham, which are below on the log. They've kept clean sheet against Manchester United, Fulham, and Burnley. They failed to keep a clean sheet against Newcastle. Can they break the Arsenal defense? That's the problem here. But they've been scoring at home. But they've not met a team like Arsenal. Something tells me Arsenal 3, Sunderland 1. But my prediction for this game is Sunderland 0, Arsenal 2. Now to the next game, Chelsea against Wolves. Now we know how it was the last game Chelsea met Wolves, 4-3 or so. Yeah, I think the game was very tough. I think it was 3-2 rather. The game was very, very tough. That was at the Carabao Cup. Now this is the Premier League proper. Wolves just lost their coach. He got sacked. Now they've not appointed a new coach yet, but I think the players will be fired up. Nobody wants to have a very bad run of form like the way Wolves are having currently. Now, for the last 5 times they've met at Chelsea's home, they've won 2 surprisingly. But currently, Chelsea lost the last game away at home against Sunderland, which was a very poor one. Now, they will not want to repeat that record. They have to win against Wolves, and Chelsea needs to win against Wolves. The players need to step up. Estevao needs to step up. Delap is coming back into the team. João Pedro, who scored against Tottenham Hotspur, needs to score in this game as well. Gittins needs to get back into scoring form. I think with the last game they played, which is barely about 10 days ago, they've known themselves. So I think this game is going to be a Chelsea victory. I'm not going to speak too much about this because Wolves have not won any game from home. Just one draw, which was against Spurs. My prediction for this game is Chelsea 2, Wolves 0. Now to the next game, Aston Villa against Bournemouth. Aston Villa has had the best run of form at home, picking up victories, 5 wins on the bounce, victories in all competitions. Which is a very good result for Aston Villa. But the last game against Liverpool away from home, they lost, which was not a good result for them. But it was barely mistakes from the goalkeeper, Emi Martinez. The guys did not come into the party. Konsa have been in a very good run of form as well. Against Bournemouth, they've had the upper hand in the last 5 games. They've won 3 and draw just 2, which is a good result for them. Everything swings towards Aston Villa picking up victory here. While for Bournemouth, it's not been really, really bad away from home. After the loss against Liverpool, they won away to Spurs. Draw against Leeds, draw against Palace, then lost against Manchester City. Now, they had 2 draws in the last 3 games and 1 loss away from home, which has been very poor for them. I think Aston Villa will win this game. Now, it's going to be a 1-goal difference. Is it either 2-1 or 3-2? It will be a 1-goal difference, but it will be very tough. My prediction for this game is Aston Villa 2, Bournemouth 1. Now we move to the next game, Brentford against Newcastle. Now for Brentford, they are a very good side at home, defensively solid. Newcastle did a dirty job last week against West Ham, in which they lost, which was disgraceful for me. Nobody saw that coming actually. For Brentford, the players have to step up in this game. The striker has been on a very good run of form, scoring goals. They've played big matches at home. Big matches. Villa, Chelsea, Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool. And they've only lost 1 of those fixtures at home, which is a good record home form for Brentford. Before the start of the season, a lot of people and fans didn't really give Brentford, the chance. But you see the likes of Damsgaard and the Brazilian striker in which they had, which is on fire. Shad also is doing well also at Brentford, scoring goals as well. I think that is a very, very good one. Newcastle has been poor away from home this season. They went 3 games on a goalless draw back to back to back at the start of the season, which is very, very poor for them until the game in which they lost to Brighton 2-1, which I predicted that one very well. I got it right. Now for West Ham, they have lost to West Ham again. So I think they are going to lose this one also. I have 2 scores in my head. Something tells me it's going to be Brentford 1, Newcastle 0. And something also tells me Brentford 3, Newcastle 1. So losing 3-1 back-to-back games to be a tough one for Newcastle. I think this game will be very close. I think this game is going to be Brentford 1, Newcastle 0. Now to the next game, Crystal Palace against Brighton. For Crystal Palace, they are a team of draws. They can draw games for fun, They've got good players who are stepping up now. The Senegalese winger has been doing great for them, this season. And they've been doing good. The France striker also has been doing great for them as well. Why am I missing their names right now? But they've been doing good also this season. They sit 9th on the log. We're playing against Brighton, who sits 10 on the log. Now, out of the last 5 times they've played, these teams have met. Crystal Palace have won 2. Brighton has won 2. I don't want to take too much time on this. But surprisingly, Crystal Palace beat Brentford at home last week, which is a good result for me. Before them, it was a draw against Bournemouth and a win against Liverpool, another draw against Sunderland, another draw. So they've not lost at home this season, which is a good one for Crystal Palace. While for Brighton, it's been a poor away form for them. They lost the last match against Manchester United, drew against Wolves, won against Chelsea, lost against Bournemouth, and lost against Everton away from home. Everything is going towards a draw. So to be on the safe side, 1x, Crystal Palace win or draw. But my prediction for this game, 2 scores in my head, 2-2 and 2-1. But my prediction for this game, I think Crystal Palace is going to win. Crystal Palace 2, Brighton 1. Now to the next game, Nottingham Forest against Leeds United. For Nottingham Forest, new coach at home. They've picked up 2 clean sheets at home in the European competition against Porto and the other team, Stamford or something like that. And they drew the last match against Leeds, against Manchester United. They've been unbeaten at home since the signing of the new coach, which is a good one for them. I think they are going to pick up something against Leeds United. We cannot write off Leeds United. They've been good as well, but away from home, they've only won 1 game, which was against Wolves. The rest game they've lost against Arsenal 5-0, Burnley 2-0, Brighton 2-0, Fulham 1-0. I think the likes of Jesus has come into the team is very good now. The Nigerian striker is also back in the team. Gibbs White is doing well. He's influencing the team now. I think it's going to be very, very important for Nottingham Forest in this game. Odoi is back in the team, playing well. They did well against Manchester United. Now, the last 4 times these teams have met, 2 wins each and 1 draw in between them. Now, Nottingham Forest, out of the last 4 times they've played in the Nottingham Forest home, it's been 3 wins for Nottingham Forest and 1 win for Leeds. I think Nottingham Forest have more than what it takes to win this game. I'm actually basing them on, since they got their new coach. Yes, they've lost away games, but if you want to get back to your winning ways, you need to win at home. I think Nottingham Forest is going to beat Leeds. I think they are going to beat Leeds. Something tells me it's going to be 1-0. But my prediction for this game is Nottingham Forest 2, Leeds United 0. Now to the next game. This is the biggest game of the week. It's going to be very tough. It's going to be very tight. This is a derby for years. We know how it has been. They've contested for the title, how many times in the last couple of seasons, which we know how it's been, you know. These are the two biggest teams when it comes to league contending for the league in the last couple of years. Now, if it's not Manchester City winning the league, it is Liverpool winning the league in the last 5 years. Liverpool have won it twice. Manchester City have won it 3 times. We know how it has been between these two teams. So it's very, very close. Now, the last game they played, Liverpool got the better one that was last season. Out of the last 2 times they played, it was a draw and a win for Liverpool. Tough one. This season, Haaland has been on fire. This season, Manchester City at home has been great. They lost just one game at home, which was against Spurs, which was the first game, which was a shocker. But since then, it's been win for them. Man U, Burnley, Everton, Bournemouth, all wins for Manchester City. And Haaland scoring as well. So I see Haaland picking up a goal in this game as well. It's going to be a very close one. Liverpool are trying to get back into their winning ways, trying to get back on form. It was impressive beating Real Madrid at home. The players, he went back to basics. Like I said in one of my videos, he has to go back to basics. Robertson coming into the team, McAllister coming into the team. They need those players, those old guards, to get the experience into the team as well. So I think Manchester City should do well in this game. I think Manchester City have more than what it takes to win this game. It's going to be close. Don't be surprised if a draw comes out. Don't be surprised if this game is going to be a draw. But Liverpool has still not gotten that away from yet. They've been struggling away from home. I see Haaland getting a goal here. My prediction is Manchester City 3, Liverpool 1. Now, Real Vallecano against Real Madrid. I'm not going to analyze this game. I'm just going to go straight into prediction. Real Madrid lost their last game against Liverpool, which was a very, very poor one. Before them, they won their game 4-0 against Valencia, and they won 2-1 against Barcelona, which is a good result to me. My prediction for this game is going to be for Real Vallecano 0, Real Madrid 2. Now, to the last game of the week, Celta Vigo against Barcelona. Barcelona are having problems defensively. Pedri was missing. He didn't play the game against Club Brugge, which is a sad one for them. They drew that game 3-3, which was a high-scoring game. Szczesny not really been on form. He made a mistake in that last game, which he got away with. Celta Vigo has been on a good run of form. 5 games on a bounce, wins, which is very, very impressive for me. So I think they are going to get something out of this game. Celta Vigo, if you know Celta Vigo against Barcelona, you know Celta Vigo has been giving Barcelona issues in the last couple of seasons. So my prediction for this game is Celta Vigo 2, Barcelona 2. That will be all for today's prediction. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Remember, betting is not always, or predictions are not always 100% correct, but my predictions are very good and you should work with it. Let me know what you think about all these games. Share your own predictions as well in the comment section. If you're new to this channel, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell. Until I come your way again next time, I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers.